Hi guys, it's Katie here from Creativa and I am working on my Purse Mini Album today. So in the last video we made the cover and put all the mats on and the handles, and I think it is looking fabulous. I love it. And then disaster struck. I did another video yesterday and did the first page in this album, and I don't think I pressed record. So I've done a whole page and I didn't get to show you guys what that page looks like. So I had to think about it, and I've decided that I'm going to do this page again, but just slightly different, and I'll show you where it's slightly different. So anyway, the page we're going to do today will look much like this because we're going to recreate it, but it's such a cute page I didn't want to not do it. Anyway, I've just taken one of the ideas that I had for another page, which was quite plain, and we're going to pop this on top. So we have this little section here that's done up with the seam binding, so we can put some inserts in there, and then we've got a pocket here, and we flip over and we've got pockets on both sides of this little flip, and then it flips out again. We've got a side pocket here and a belly band. So we're going to do the same page today, but instead of having the belly band on the base, we're going to have a waterfall. So then you'll know if you want to make this page for your first page to follow exactly the same, but instead of putting the waterfall here, just pop a belly band in there. So I have got this set of SVG files that I'm using. If you don't know, SVG files are scalable vector graphic files for electronic cutting machines. I use a Cricut, but you can use any type of machine that uses SVG files. You will need to know how to do score lines or dashes or whatever, however it is that your machine scores. You'll need to know how to do that because there's lots of scoring involved. But if you are pretty good with SVG files, then you'll have no problem making this. So I will refer to which pieces I've cut out today on here, but I'll put a full list of all the pieces in the description box below, so you don't need to write anything down. It'll all be in there. The blue pieces I am cutting out of cardstock today, and the cardstock is black cardstock, and I'm using this one here. All you need to know is that it is 176 GSM, which is about 70 pounds, I believe, give or take. So that's the cardstock I'm using. If you'd like to see a video on how to create this project in Cricut Design Space, there is a video on that, and I will try and remember to link it to this video, or just search for any of the ones in this playlist, and I'll put a link to the playlist down below as well. The paper I'm using is this one here by DCWV. It is still available, I checked. You can get it on Amazon. And then I'm also using some paper that is just some background paper that I downloaded from Etsy, and I'll put a link to that below. But it's just some craft style sort of background paper, because I think it's nice to have something that your eye can rest on. And it's a fabulous file because there are 100 colours of this style of paper in there, so you can use this for any project. There's 100 different colours, so I'm really enjoying that at the moment. So I'll put a link to that here as well, and I think that I will use that set of papers for lots of different projects. Alright, so let's just get on with it. I'm going to put this little guy away for now, and we'll start working on these flips, and then we can just add it all in at the end. So we'll just put this one to the side, and I'll make that page again, which means, you know, hopefully I'll be good at it this time. You can only laugh, because if you don't laugh you'll cry. I was so annoyed that the video hadn't recorded. So now I'm pretty paranoid that this one's recording. So anyway, these are all the bits that I'm going to use today. We're going to start by making the little flips on top. So I have cut out this little waterfall down here, so it's actually in green behind. There's a piece in green behind. I've cut that out of my black cardstock, and I have 2 of those, so they're going to be our little flips. And then the pink piece on top, just the main pink piece, not the skinny bit, I've just cut out 2 of those in my scrapbook design paper. So that's going to be for my little waterfall pieces. So let's start with that, shall we? So the first thing I'm going to do, I've decided, is round these little corners here. I think it looks quite neat. So I'm just going to round those. One there and one there. Doesn't matter how much light I've got in this room, I still feel like I'm blind. So, yes, it was terrible when I got to the end of the recording and discovered that I hadn't recorded a thing. Not a thing. So now I'm really paranoid about whether this is recording or not, and it's difficult because my recording setup is not flash. I just have an arm above my desk with my old iPhone on it. So I can't actually see what's happening, whether it's recording or not. Anyway, so I'm just going to attach these mats to these little guys here. So this glue that I use is just, in Australia I just buy it from Spotlight. We have no Hobby Lobby, which is disappointing. So I try to use things like the glue that I use. I try not to have to buy it online, although for my construction I use the art glitter glue and I do have to buy that online. But this one here I can just buy locally, so that's pretty good. And it is in this big bottle, Crafter's Choice craft glue, and then I just put it in these little bottles to make it easier. So then we'll just pop this one on here. And put that there. Right, so I'm going to put some eyelets on here, so I need a pencil and a ruler just so I can find where the center is, so that I'm happy with that. So this little guy here is 12 centimeters wide, so I'm just going to find the center point. I know a lot of you probably work in inches, but I don't, but you know, that shouldn't matter too much because we don't really do a lot of measuring. We just have to measure usually to find where we want to put something on a page. We're not measuring anything to cut out. So I'm just going to put a hole in here. This is my leather punch. I like this for doing the holes because I can see much better where the hole is going than with making the holes with my crocodile. Although I do use my crocodile to set the eyelets. So I'll put that one to the side and grab my crocodile. And I have these gold eyelets. So I just bought these off AliExpress, and I'm using gold ones because I'm using, there's a lot of gold foil paper in my scrapbook album, so I thought I may as well continue with the gold theme. So these ones have a little backing on them. I don't suppose you really need to use it, but they're there, so I do. Whoops. Although it does make it a little trickier to try and set them because you've got to hold the top and the bottom in together at the same time as getting a crocodile in. See, like that. And it fell off anyway, so it doesn't matter because you won't see it. You won't see the other side. So maybe I'll just do the same with this one. Let's not try and get fancy. Okay, so You don't need those little ones, it turns out. I'll just pop those over there. Okay, so that's our little first top section. I've just got to find somewhere to put my crocodile. That's our little flips, top and bottom, like so. And then we're going to attach them to a piece. So we are going to attach those to a pocket. We're going to make a pocket. So I have two pieces here. I have one add-on base page 1, which is this one here, and it's got the score lines that my Cricut has done on there. And then I have the add-on base page 2, which is exactly the same as this one, but it's got the little notch cut out of it. And that little notch features in a lot of the pockets and the insert and the side insert, so it kind of carries that on throughout. So then I have also cut a mat for this one. Let's have a look. What have I cut? This is my mat for this one. So that pink piece on top of base page 2, I've actually cut out of the pink craft, and that's going to go on there. And then for this one, I have cut. It's either it's one of these. I think it might be the cream that's going on that one. Okay, so we don't need those at the moment. I just thought I would show you that's what we're using. But on one of these, we don't need all of the tabs. So I'm going to cut this tab off and this tab off, because we won't be using those. So let me find where I put my scoring board, or trimmer, paper trimmer. It's not a scoring board at all. So this score line my Cricut made, and I'm just going to line that up along the edge of my paper trimmer and trim that little tab off, and we don't need that. And the same with this one. Just going to trim that one off and throw that one off. And we can put this one to the side for a minute. I really need to, whoops, I really need to clean up. Okay, so then we can fold these guys in. This tab here. Yeah, I have them surrounded by stuff. Alright, I'll just find my bone folder and we'll just move this out of the way for a second. So this is going to be the base of our pocket, and then we're going to fold in all of these tabs. Fold those over. So I use my scoring stylus in my Cricut because I'm a bit lazy, and the scoring stylus goes in the pen adapter section, so it means it just stays in my Cricut all the time. But if you use the scoring wheel, it goes in where the blade is, which means every time you cut a piece out, you have to put the scoring wheel in, and it does the scoring, and then you have to take the scoring wheel out and put in the blade, and that's all a little bit too technical for me. So now I'm just going to grab my art glitter glue, and I'm just going to put a glue dot here to hold that tab down. Give it a second to hold, and the same with this one. Give that a second to hold, just makes it easier to place it. And then I can put glue around all of these. And I'm just going to attach it so that my tab is here. My tab is here, but I'm just folding it over so I can line it up really easily. So then I'm going to line this up along there. Make sure it's lined up. and I've got a little bit hanging off, which just means I didn't do so well with trimming off my tabs. But that's okay. I can fix that. Let's check that. That'll do. And just press it down. So I can see I've got a little sliver up here that I would quite like to trim off if I could. And that's just where I didn't line up trimming off my tab too well. And I really think I'm being a bit pedantic here. There we go. Get rid of that. Okay, so then we have a little pocket with a tab. And then on this one we can attach these two onto here. Now I am just going to measure this to make sure that I get them right. So this is 12 centimeters long or wide. It's 12 centimeters, and my base page that I'm attaching it to is 14 centimeters. So I'm just going to mark here 1 centimeter in, and the same up here, and it will just help me to place my little guys there. So then, which one's my top and which one's my bottom? Then I'm going to put some glue on this tab, and I'm just going to attach it to this top section here. Like that. Give it a good press. Don't worry too much about the glue. And then I'm going to do the same here. And line that up with my little mark there. Press that into place. Like so. And then we can pop our mat straight on top of there. So that's the pink mat that I've already cut out. We're going to pop that on there. So let's do that. Ooh, wait for my glue to come down. Pop my glue around the edge here. So I'm starting to feel a bit better. In my last video, I was feeling pretty dreadful. I still have a bit of a temperature. It's not COVID. Went and had a PCR test. So it's just your regular garden variety cold, really. But it's really knocked me around. I don't know how we all managed to get sick at the moment with COVID running rampant, and we're all wearing masks everywhere we go. But anyway, let's hope. I'm hoping now I don't get COVID, because I've already had time off work and I don't want to take more time off. Right, so there's that first little page there, and we're going to put a bit of seam binding here, but I will do the back side of this page first, so so it's not too bulky. Now I'm just trying to remember which mat I was going to put on here. I think I can't remember. Let me have a little think for a second. I'm going to have this as a flip as well. I'll tell you what, let's just put that to the side. I'm going to put this pocket on there once I remember which mat I was putting on there. This pocket is add-on bottom pocket 1, and of course I've cut it out of the black cardstock, and then the pink mat on top I've cut out and I've just already attached it, and that's going to go on the bottom there. Is that in camera? It's going to go on the bottom there, but I can't remember which mat, and I'm a little bit scared to stick it on in case I get it wrong. So let's continue on for a second. I've got this other one here, and this is going to be the flip that comes from the other side. Now this is add-on base page 1. So we've already used one of these, but we're going to use one again, and it's going to be a flip again, which means we don't need these tabs here. So I'm going to trim those off again. Let me nip in with my paper trimmer. And again, I'm just going to line up that score line here. And don't forget, I'm putting a list of all the pieces that I've cut out in the description box, so you can just relax. You don't have to remember everything. Put that one back. And we can fold this tab in. Fold that over. Make sure that's nice. I might round the corners on this one, so let's do that. Okay, so on this side we're going to have 2 pockets and a tab. I'll tell you what we might do, because I'm feeling a bit dense still. We might attach this one and this one to the page, and then I can figure out where I was planning on putting everything. So it's going to go like this. So let's bring in our page, our album. And I'm just going to fold these side closures in, because they can get a bit in the way. So this is what we're doing, and I've already done that one. So now I'm going to, so if that's page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, I'm going to put it here on page 5. So the first thing we can do is put this one on here. So let's just do that. So I'm just going to put some glue on this tab. I feel a little bit all over the place. I'm sorry guys, I'm so sorry that I messed up that previous recording. I'm a bit panicked about this one. Okay, let me just pop that one on here. So I'm just kind of centering it by eye. There's really not much in it, so. And then we can fold that one over and press it down. Okay, and then we can put this one on here, and what I'm going to do is fold that one over, and I'm just going to mark a little line at the top and the bottom on my base page, so that when I put this one down I can line it up and make sure that it's lined up with that one. So then I'm going to put some glue on this tab. And this time we're going to put it on the side of our pocket page here. So I'm just looking for that line, lining that up with the edge of the page. So then when we bring this one over, those pages line up. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm just going to quickly check that we're recording. Okay, good news, we're recording. Right, so we've put these 2 little flips in, and now I'm going to put a mat on here. So this is our base page that we had already put in, and I have these 2 mats here, so let me show you. So we had already put in our pocket base page, so now I've cut one of these little mats out, and you can't see it in my screenshots, but there is this little skinny mat that sits here, and that's this one here. So you'll also need to cut out one of those, and that's just going to go on this little side bit here, so it will line up along there like that. So let's do that. Tiny little skinny strip, and put that on, and before I lose it. drop it. Okay, so it goes on here. It's just a nice little finish. So it is on the SVG files that are in my Etsy store. For some reason, when I did the screenshot, it wasn't on there, but it is now. It's definitely in the files. Okay, so then this one here is going to go on our main base page. So let's do that. Does anybody use ATG, an ATG gun thing, roller? I wondered about how good they are. It seems like most people use glue, so maybe not as good as glue. Maybe doesn't hold on so well. I don't know. I'd like to know if you use one. Please let me know what you think, and if you use it to make albums. Okay, so that's that one there. Now, I've remembered that this front section is going to have the cream mat on it. So this is base page, add-on base page 1, just as a reminder, and that's this mat here, and also on the other side, and also on this side. Okay, so I've got 3 of the add-on base page 1 mats. So that's going to go there. So this one's got a rounded corner, so we need to round the corners for this one. And also we're going to put this one on the other side of it. So let's do that. There and there. So now I'm just quickly going to put these mats on. Okay, so I've got all my mats on now, and we can just add on the pockets and things. So for the back of this page, as I said, I've got this little pocket here. No, I don't. This one here, it's just flat at the top. So that is add-on bottom pocket 1, and I've already put the mat on. And then on here, I'm going to put on this 2 of these, the add-on bottom pocket 2. So I've cut it out of the black cardstock, and then the pink mat on top I've cut out, and I've already glued it on, and I've got 2 of those to go on here. Then on the other side, I have cut out this one here, which is add-on side pocket 1. And again, I've cut it out of the black cardstock, and then I have cut out the pink mat here out of my scrapbook paper, and attached it already. So that's all ready to go. So we can just pop those pockets on now. So I'm going to start by folding it in. Put a little glue on here. If it wants to come out. Try again. There we go. I fold that in, press it down. Pop that one to the side. I'm going to do the same with this one. Fold that in, press it down, fold that in, press it down. And then this one as well. Press it down. Just hold it for a sec. Okay. Now let's put some pockets on. Like so. I'm just going to eyeball where this one's going to go down here. Looks about right. Probably come over a smidge. Press it down. I like the gold foil. And then we're going to do the same with these ones. So I'm going to try and get it roughly just in the same place on this page. I've got a couple of little bits where the fold doesn't look too neat with that little tab sticking out the bottom there. So I'm just going to give that a little trim. Alright, so we're going to go about there, maybe over a little smidge, maybe drop it down a little bit. Oop. About like that. Let's do that. Give it a press. And then this one I'm going to put up above. Oops. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. So if you're following along with me, because I have never done a series like this before, usually I record every single tutorial and then I do my flip through and release the flip through first, and so you can see the project. I have never really done it like this before, where you know, I'm releasing the videos as I'm going. So maybe you're following along, which would be great. If you are, I hope you're having fun. Let me know if you're enjoying doing it in sort of real time with me, or if you prefer it the other way around, how I usually do it. Okay, how pretty does that look against the cream? Love it. Okay, and then I'm going to flip this one over, and I'm going to attach this pocket along this edge here. So I'm going to quickly do this glue on the corner business. The same here. There we go. Some glue along there, and then we're going to put this here, and I'm going to center it. I'm going to do it just a little bit off the actual score line, this score line here, just a, you know, a millimetre off, so that it's not too bulky along there. Give it a good press. Make sure it's lined up, feels like it. There we go. Right, so now if we have a look on the first page, I've got a belly band here. Let's have a look at that. On this one here, I have a belly band. So instead of doing the belly band, which is really simple, and all I did for the belly band was obviously cut out this blue belly band here, this long one that goes on the base page, and I've matted it and attached it to here, and I've put this really cute little buckle on here. Now this buckle I've made in exactly the same way that I made this buckle. So when we made the cover and we made this buckle, I have made it exactly the same way, and then I've just threaded it onto the belly band, and I just think it's so cute. I love it. So that's all I did for that page. Otherwise it is exactly the same. So originally when I was going to do this page, all we were going to have on this page was just a waterfall, but now we've attached all of this onto here so that it's the same as the first page, but instead of the belly band we're going to make a waterfall. So let's just pop this aside while we do the waterfall. So to make the waterfall, I have cut out 10 of these waterfall pieces down here, and that's these ones here. There's 10 of them. Now I've cut out just the top mat and just for one, because I'm not sure if I want to mat all of them or not. So what I'm going to do is just mat my first one, and then I will decide from there depending on how much paper I have, depending on how bulky the page is, as to whether I mat them or not. So we have 10 of these waterfalls, and I've already turned the score line over on them all. So we have 10 of those. Then I have a piece of spare cardstock, so this is just left over. I don't even know that it has a straight edge. That might be straight. And it is the same width as my waterfall piece, as you can see there. Might be a little bit longer, but hopefully not. Might need to trim it off a little bit. And all I'm going to do is apply some glue along this tab and then press this one down. So this is my first piece with the mat on top. Now you can mat all of them, and I might go back and do that. We shall see. I'm just going to press that one down, make sure it's firmly attached. And I'm going to take the next one that's folded over, put some glue on that tab, and then I'm going to line it up really snugly underneath this one. Before I press it down too hard, I'm just going to bring this first one back and make sure they're lined up, and they appear to be not lined up, so I'm going to line them up like so, and then I can press this one down. So then we have two. Why is it not lined up? I'm going to pull that off and try again. So if I line it up along here, one would think that it would be lined up properly. Needs to be like that. I'll hold it. See how that goes. That's better. It's better. And then I'm going to do the same for all of them. So I'll just quickly do that because I'm sure you don't want to watch me do this 10 times. Alright, so I have attached my 10 waterfall pieces all down together in a line. It looks quite nice. I think it would look nice if it was matted, but I quite like that it's just plain as well. So I do have a little bit at the end of my piece of scrap cardstock that I attached it to. So I'm just going to cut that off with my scissors. Just going to trim along here, because I don't need that. And then I can attach this guy to my page. So I'm just going to bend them all back again. And we'll bring our album back in. And then we just need to decide where it will go. Now, you can see, you could have it sitting right up high, and you could probably have another 5 or so on here if you wanted to. You could definitely do that. But I think mine's going to go about there, and I'm happy with 10. But as I say, you could put lots more on here if you wanted to. Up to you. So I'm going to put a little line. I'm going to put it down here, because then I can easily rub it out, but it also means it's easy for me to see from here. Okay, and then I'm going to put glue all over this back section here. Because we've got flips that are going over the top of this, I'm not worried about any kind of a closure to hold my waterfall down. So, right, so then I'm going to just line it up here and here, and press it down like so. So then just flip each one over and give it a little press. Make sure that it's nicely adhered. Like so. So if you wanted to mat these, you can mat them on both sides, and this little strip along here on the set of SVG files, there's a tiny little pink matte strip there that you could cut out, and that will fit on each one of these little strips here. So as I say, I might still do that. I think I'll probably leave it until I've finished my album and see how much paper I've got left and whether I think it really needs it or not. But for now, I'm just going to leave it like that, and then this guy here is going to flip over. I'm going to do all my inserts at the end. I like to leave it till the end, see how much paper I've got left, and also see what I feel will look good. So now I've got this huge roll of seam binding. I've just bought it in white, or it might be off-white or cream, I'm not really sure. I bought this online. In Australia I bought it from Kerry from Witchcraft Do You Do, but I'm sure you can get it in lots of places. So I bought this colour so that if I wanted to make it a different colour, it would be easy enough to dye. But I don't know yet if I want to dye it or not, and if I do, I'm not quite sure what colour. So I am actually quite liking it just this off-white at the moment. So, you know, I might end up leaving it like that. Who knows? So I'm just going to tie a little bow on here. Made that look more difficult than it needed to be. I think I want a little bit more, a bit of a longer tail there. Okay. I'm just going to tie a bow, and then I'll just trim the end off. And that's our page done, minus inserts of course, which as I say, I'll do at the end. So we've got a space here where we can put some mats and things under there. We've got this pocket here that we can put an insert in. We've got a pocket here, two pockets here, a pocket here, and then of course we have our waterfall. So the waterfall will start to sit a bit more flat as our pages get as it begins to fill out, but I think it looks fabulous. So this page, page 5, is exactly the same as page 1, which also looks fabulous, don't you think? There, like that. But this one has got the belly band at the back, and this one has got the waterfall. Okay, so I'm really sorry about my mess up. But this page is now nicer than what I had planned on doing, so there you go. Maybe it wasn't so bad in the end. Anyway, thanks very much for watching this video. In the next video we will do these pages. And I look forward to you joining me for that video. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you gave it a thumbs up. It would be fabulous if you subscribe to my channel, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching today, guys. Thanks for your time. Bye for now. Bye.